Hey Jim, I changed the master cylinder on your car. Got the front brakes to work. Finally got like them. I could actually lock the front brakes. The car still stops terrible, and I went for a drive, and when I got back, the front brakes were overheating, and the rear brakes were room temperature, so they're not doing anything at all. So I started doing some research on the car. I started doing some investigation, I should say. What I found is that the distribution block is bad. So what this does is you got one line that comes in for the front brake, and then it splits into two, one for each wheel, and the rear one comes in and then goes in another line that goes to the rear brakes. In this case, it goes to a proportioning valve and then to the rear brakes, and it splits at the rear. So what we have here is a switch. So the switch, if it has a wire that connects to a light bulb, the brake light, and if this pin touches ground anywhere, the light comes on, and when it doesn't touch ground, the light goes off. It's that simple. So what you have in here is this distribution block. There's a piston inside of here that has a cutout in the center. So it's hard to do this. So when your brakes are working fine, this goes in to a section of the cam that's kind of like this cutout here, and nothing happens. Now when you have like a huge pressure differential, such as if you break a rear brake line, the pressure from the front going to the front calipers will push that piston and block off the rear, and it'll essentially go from where the piston's in the ground is in the air to touching a high spot, and the light will come on, or vice versa. If you lose something in the front and the rear still works fine, it all moves over. Normally it resets itself. In this case, it is jammed, and there's nothing I can do to get it out. So I have to order another one of these, or I can even just bypass it. You really don't need it. The light wasn't on. I'm not even sure it works. I'm going to check if you do have an actual functioning brake light, which I don't know. It wasn't plugged in, so who knows. I will check that. If you have a functioning brake light, I'll replace this. If you don't even have a brake light, well, I'll just bypass this, because all it does is it's a distribution block with a brake warning light. The brake warning light isn't super effective, because the first time the light comes on, you've already known that your pedal doesn't feel right. So it's kind of after the fact anyway, but that's how they made them. All right, well, next week. I tried. Have a good weekend.